Today's story is called Gip the Adventurer. In a tiny house, in a tiny town, there lived a tiny guinea pig. He longed to see the world outside of his enclosure, but he was a shy little pig, and most things frightened him. Every day, his person would take him out of his enclosure and cuddle him. Sometimes she would let him climb around on a blanket on the living room floor. Gip felt like an explorer as he dove under the blanket and tunneled through until he found his way back to daylight. Once he took a wrong turn and couldn't find his way out of the blanket. This scared him so much that after his person found him, squeaking loudly, he didn't dare explore very far again. Gip loved to look outside of the window that was next to his enclosure. He could see the garden from there, and to him it was the whole world. He wished that he was brave enough to explore out there. One day, his person took him outside for some fresh air, and she put him down on the grass. Suddenly, he became Gip the Adventurer. What had come over him? He darted through the grass and snuck up on a butterfly. He was faster than he ever imagined he could be, and he was fearless. There were pepper plants in the garden, and he stopped to nibble on a nice fat green one. Tasty blueberries were right next to those, and he helped himself to quite a few. He scratched out some dirt and lay down to rest. All that running and the big snack he had eaten had made him sleepy. Gip wasn't used to such an adventure. All at once, he heard his person calling his name. She sounded worried. He looked around and it was starting to get dark. He heard a bird fly overhead, and he couldn't see his person anywhere. Suddenly, he became frightened again. He wished for his nice, safe enclosure where he could see the whole world from the safety of his window. Again, his person called his name. Gip! Gip! Where are you? Gip gathered all of his courage and squeaked louder than he'd ever squeaked before. The next thing he knew, he was safe in his person's embrace. You silly boy, you've had quite an adventure. She took him back inside and placed him safely back in his enclosure. Gip still likes to watch the world from the window, but he prefers his adventures under the safe blanket on the living room floor. Until the next adventure.